right, let me get the warm-up problems up here. Okay, if you did not get them finished before I went to library, you have like 2 minutes. If you did get them finished, double check. You know, some of you like to miss the double problem on the top black one. Make sure you did both of them. Welcome if you're joining us at home. We already did our warm-up problems before library, so if you need to take more time, just pause and you can unpause it when you're ready to go. Raise your hand if you did need more time, because it looks like most of us are just kind of doodling. Or you need a minute. Okay, you got 1 minute. Try to get one more done. Taylor, your turn. Highlight the numbers and draw on your paper. Why not? Check on you in a couple minutes. Did you get one more box done? All right. Okay, let's get focused on our warm-up problems. Okay. Remember, we're doing fingers off unless you're looking around to find the next problem. I want to make sure you are giving me your full attention. Or if you're following along at home, just pause if you need more time. Let's start up here. Okay, let's start on the subtraction one over on this side. Okay. Just because the numbers get big doesn't mean we need to get scared. We do the same thing. Okay. I see in the dotted lines, I've got 9 minus 4. Somebody help me with that, Hannah? 5. And then I've got 6 minus 4, but I'm going to pause real quick. Let's think to what we talked about last week. Are those numbers really 6 and 4? What spot are they in? What place is that, Ellery? 10. So what number are those really? 60, and then what would the bottom one be? 40. Yep. Okay. Just real quick review. I want to make sure you guys knew that. Okay. But what's 6 minus 4? Nicole? 6 minus 4. Help her out, Gavin. 2. It's all right. Sometimes we get off a little bit. And then 4 minus 3. 1. Okay. So our whole number, if we just look at the number, it's 125 was our answer there. And then over on our addition problems, okay, same thing. We just keep them all lined up. What's 2 plus 7? Somebody help me. Audrey? 9. 2 plus 6 in the middle. Gracie? 8. And 3 plus 4, Logan? 7. So we get 789. Let's move over to our blocks. Okay. Remember, our hundreds are the big blocks. How many of those do I need this time? Hannah, how many do I need? 3. Okay. And I see that I have a 9 in the tens place. What do I draw to show the tens? What do we call those, Logan? Sticks. Okay, so I need 9 of those sticks so I can get 90. And then Camden, how many little cubies do I need to finish this off? Just 2. Okay. Make sure your little cubies are little cubies. If they're as big as your 100 squares, we got a problem. Tyler, get your iPad open. We talked about doing those problems. You're going to lose a stick if they don't get done. All right, down here, we've got 3 10s, 4 hundreds, and 5 ones. What order do we need to put those in? What's the whole number? Okay, looking at this part, we'll do the pinch part number later. What's that whole number going to be, Amelie? 435. Okay. We got to put them in the right place. And then if I do my expanded form, if I do my pinch apart number, okay, what do I write in the first spot? Ellery? 400. And then in the next spot? 30. And the last one, Logan? 5. Very good. Isaac, you following along up there? All right. Then this one, our mystery number for today. It says that it has a 6 in the tens place, is less than 63, and is odd. So let's look at that first clue, 6 in the tens place. Okay. What does that mean my number is going to start with if I'm saying it out loud? It's going to start in, Isaac? 6 tens, which is called 6T, 60. Okay. And then if it's less than 3 and odd, okay? Less than 3 and odd. What's our only odd number less than 3, Peyton? 1. So my mystery number is 61. Okay, we don't need to cheer. I'm glad you got it, and I'm glad you're excited, but we don't need to cheer. Were there any of the warm-up problems that we weren't sure about? All right. Let's go and scroll on down or erase, whatever you like to do. Okay. We've talked about RUDAC problems a couple of times. Remember, those are those big word problems, big story problems. We've talked about RUDAC a few times now, but I want to talk about it a little more today just so I know you guys are ready to go for those problems. Because remember, the tests like to pop up a bunch of word problems. Help me remember, what does our R stand for in RUDAC? What do we do first? Gavin? Ooh, and you said perfectly. We read it, and we want to read it 2 times. Okay, we're going to read it twice. That X up there is 2 times. What do we do after we've read it twice, Logan? Oh, that's when we're doing cups in writing. Okay. What is the U in math, though, when we're doing RUDAC?
Uppercase.
In math?
And math.
Give you a hint. Look up at the screen. What did I do there? Emma? Underlining. There we go. And what am I underlining in the problems? Am I underlining the whole problem? What am I looking for when I go to underline? Logan, what's one thing I underline?
Underline the point.
Well, what are those important parts? The numbers, okay? Any numbers, because those are going to be important. If we're doing a math problem, we need some numbers. And what's the other thing? We always check on it back at the end, Gavin?
If you don't say students or...
Yeah, we need the label. We need the thing, okay? Whatever the problem's talking about. Okay, whatever thing, whether it's students, pencils, cupcakes, whatever we're talking about, we need to underline it. If it's elephants, you don't have to underline it, okay? That's the one that you don't have to, because that's my guess if you don't tell me. What's our T stand for? Give you a hint. Usually we talk about if it's plus or minus. I tell you to think. Okay? We're thinking, okay? We've underlined the important parts. Now we're going to search the problem and think. Is it going to be a plus or a minus kind of problem? And then the A is our favorite part. We get to attack it, okay? Attack it doesn't mean jab it with our pencil. That means we're going to try to solve the problem. And then what do we do at the very, very end? What's that C part, Gavin? Check it, okay? Lots of times we're checking to make sure we've got that label, okay? So we don't have the answer wrong at the very end. All right, let's look at a problem and we'll go through the whole process here. Okay? So I'll read it to you the first time and then I'll have somebody help us read it. You guys don't have to write this down, okay? Just go over it with me. So Sam has 13 baseball cards. Her brother gives her 11 more cards. How many cards does Sam have now? Somebody read that again because we know we need to read it twice. Isaac, why don't you go ahead? Nice and loud, please.
13 baseball cards. Her brother gives her 11 more cards. How many cards does Sam have now?
I don't want to take a stick. Can you do those problems like we asked? Okay. Try your best. Yes, you can. Hey, you drew the picture. Count them up. Draw the next picture. All right. Thank you, Isaac. We did our read it twice so we can check off our R. And we talked about what we were supposed to underline. What should we underline in this problem? So who have I not heard from in a while? McKenna? Baseball cards. Okay, that's our thing. What else do we underline? Gracie? 11. Is that it? What else should we get? Jackson, what else should we be underlining? We already got our thing, so we're looking for... Gavin, I'm not sure what you're doing, but you don't have to type it out. Help them out, Logan. What else should we underline? 13. Okay, we always get all the numbers. Okay, not just 11. We need all the numbers. Okay, I'm not worried about that as long as you got it in your head. Okay, we're following along on this problem now. Okay, so we've got a 13 and we've got an 11. I'm going to write that down here. What comes after underlining? What do we need to do? Scroll back up or think about it. What do we do next? Think. Okay. We need to do our think. So is this a plus or a minus problem? Okay. When you answer, I'm going to ask you how you know. Okay. There's a special word or two in there that help you figure it out. All right, Hannah, what do you think it is?
It's a plus sign.
How do you know it's a plus sign? What words did you use for clues?
Because it says her brother gives her 11 more cards.
11 more. Okay. If it says more, I'm going to bet that it's talking about a plus problem. Okay. I don't know why we would say more if we're going to take some cards away. If it's a more kind of problem, then we need a plus sign. All right. And now we're to our favorite part. Let's attack it. Okay. 13 and 11. Okay. If you want to draw it the stack way to make it a little easier. Okay. What do we get when we add 13 and 11? Audrey? 24. Okay. Let's see. Are we good here? Gracie, why do you have your thumb down? We have to put cards. I tricked a few of you there. Okay. 24 cards. If we don't put cards, I think you are telling me that Sam has 24 elephants. And that has nothing to do with the problem. Yeah, that would be a silly answer. Like we always need to have that label. Yeah, I don't think Sam was a zookeeper. All right, let's look at another one. Again, you don't have to type this out, Wesley, but you need to be following along. If your iPad's off, that tells me you're probably not following along. Kate had 16 toys. She gave away 7 toys to her friend. How many toys does Kate have now? So we need to read it twice. Okay. I'll have you guys write this on your iPads. We're going to go ahead and write RUDAC. You don't have to write the whole problem, just write RUDAC. We'll check off each step as we go. Okay. So I read it once. Peyton, can you read it for us the second time? I'm going to grab a stick out of your desk because you're not doing what I asked. Okay? You're at 4.
Gave away 7 toys. I don't have these, like,
Do you need help getting to it? It's the green one. The green app. Get these done.
I can't get those done.
Okay. All right. So we read it twice. Let's check off our R. Okay. And go ahead and put a big old check mark above it. If I want to check off the U, what do we need to do? Wesley, what do we do next? We read it twice. What does our U stand for? We
I understand.
Oh, that's back to cups. We're gonna have to change that if you guys keep getting confused. Okay, we're gonna underline. Okay, you guys don't have the problem on your iPad, so you guys can just write them down below. Okay, what are the important things that we need to have underlined? What's the first thing? McKenna? Okay, so I'll underline it here. You guys can write it below. What's the next thing we should underline? Lydia, what's something else we should underline? The 7. Okay, so we'll write that down below. You need to be looking up here. Okay, everything's up here. I don't know how you're doing it if you're not looking up there. And then what's that last thing we should underline? What's our thing here, Peyton? I think gave's an important word, but is that what we underline? What's our thing in this problem, McKenna? Toys. Okay, how many toys? So we're going to write those 3 things down so we're ready to go. Okay. Once we've got those 3 underlined, we can check off our U. Now we're on to the T. Okay, now we're thinking. Peyton, what kind of problem is this and what word tells you? What kind of problem would it be if she gave? Yep, and what word tells you that? Gave away. Yep, if she's giving toys away, that means she's losing them. Okay. So we did our think. We know it's a minus problem. Okay. Now I need to attack it. What's 16 minus 7? Okay. Count it off on your fingers, draw your number line, whatever you like to do. Gracie, what do you think? What'd you say? 13, not quite. Might need to get those fingers back out. Emma? Double check on your fingers, guys. Gavin? 9. Okay. That's one of our tougher ones. We probably don't know 16 minus 7 off the top of our heads. Okay. So count it out on your fingers, draw a number line, whatever you need to do. So we attacked it. Now we need to check it. Do we have the whole answer this time? Do we have the whole answer? Thumb up, thumb down?
No.
Thumb should be up. It says toys right there. Okay. Normally, I don't have it up there. You guys must not be paying attention very close. All right. Now, we're going to talk about a very special kind of problem. Okay. Let's start out by just reading this one and getting ready to go. Okay. There are 12 students sitting at a lunch table. The table has 18 students. How many more students can sit at that table? Okay, this one might sound a little tougher, so we'll talk about it in just a minute. Let's start the way we normally do, okay? We're going to start with our reading and underline. So somebody read it to me again. That way I know we know it. Let's see. Logan, why don't you read this one for us?
There are 12 students at a lunch table. The table has 18 seats. How many more students can sit at the table?
Okay, so we read it twice. We're still going to underline it like normal. Okay, what's our thing and what are our numbers here? What do we need to underline? Gavin? Okay, 12 and students. What's the other thing we need? McKenna? 18. All right. We've done both of these. Okay. I'm going to introduce you to RUDAC's twin brother. This is RUDAC. Okay. RUDAC. You guys write that up there. That's supposed to be a D. Let me make that a little nicer. RUDAC. RUDAC. The D, okay, when we're talking about twin brother RUDAC, that's going to stand for draw. Okay? We're still going to have to think, but this one might be a little easier if we draw. Okay, so let's look at our problem again. Okay, so we have a lunch table. Hey, let's draw our lunch table. Nice and simple. And it says that there are 12 students sitting there. Okay, there are 12 students sitting there. So let's draw our 12 students. I'm just going to draw circles because how long do you think it would take me if I drew 12 little students? It would take me a pretty long time. And if I'm spending that much time drawing, I'm not going to get my math problems done. Might need to make our lunch table a little bigger.
Mine's super huge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wesley, you got your picture drawn? Okay. So I've got 12 students around my lunch table. If you've got people on the side to make them fit, that's okay. It doesn't have to be like our lunch tables here at school. Maybe they're different. Okay. So let's put 12 students around the table. How many can we fit if all the seats are full? What did it say back in the problem? If all the seats are full, how many can we fit? We underlined it so you can find it quick. Hillary? 18 seats, okay? So I'm going to put a little seat down here. So I know that we have 18 seats. So everywhere there's a student, there has to be a seat. And that was 12, so I'm going to keep going. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's all right if your table looks a little wonky. Our math pictures never have to be perfect. This is math, not art. Isaac, you got your picture going? Hey, you should be doing everything I'm doing, man. Okay, yeah, you've got your people. They need seats. Draw your seats. All right, so if we've got 18 seats and there's already 12 people there, we need to figure out how many more can sit at that table. Okay? How can we figure out using our picture how many more kids can sit there? How many more students? Okay? This is where the thinking comes after we draw. What should we be looking at? Gracie? How many empty seats there are. So let's go down there and count those. Okay? So I can fit 1 more, 2 more, 3 more, 4 more, 5 more, 6 more. Okay? So I can fit 6 more students. The best thing about RUDAC, okay, once I draw my picture and I think it out, I don't have to draw the problem if I show my picture here, okay? This is your work. Okay? If you go through and count them out like that, I see that you did the problem. I know how you did it. And then I've got 6 students. Is that my whole answer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one is it? Thumb up or thumb down? Is 6 students my whole answer? Does it say what, does it have a label? Does it say what the thing is?
No.
Look at it.
Mine does.
6 students, yes. Okay. Not, if you write it the first time, you don't have to write it again. All right, this last one. I want you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a clue. I want you to do RUDAC. Okay. I want you guys to try this one real quick on your own. Okay. I'll read it for you the first time, and then you can check off your R because you'll read it the second time quietly to yourself. So everybody should be trying to do this one. Okay, and this is RUDAC with a drawing. 22 birds are nesting in a tree. 12 birds fly away. Why don't you go ahead and give me one of those? If we're going to play with them, I'm going to take one. 22 birds are nesting in a tree. 12 birds fly away. How many birds are still in the tree? So you can read it the second time to yourself. And then underline the important parts. You don't have the problem, so underlining, you can probably just write those numbers down, write the thing down, and then start drawing your picture. Okay? Make sure you do your think part. Okay, if they're flying away, what does that mean? Let me see your other. Did you get it done? Hey, then why are you on here? Did you need help?
Yeah.
Then why didn't you come ask? Okay. So, what are our numbers here? What are the numbers? Okay, let's go on top of the desk instead of under. You put it up on top of the desk. Here, put it up here for you. We're gonna come up here.
Ow.
And that's why we don't go under the desk. What are your numbers?
We have to draw 22 birds.
Okay, Isaac, good question. Would drawing 22 birds take forever?
Yeah.
So just do circles or triangles, do something easy, okay? We want to do easy pictures. What's your number? What are your two numbers? No, like we highlight the numbers. What should you make pink? Where's one of the numbers? Where do you see a number up here? 10. So you gotta make it pink. Okay. Then you want to make the other one blue. What's the other number?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, make it blue. What happens if you put those two together?
You got 11.
Okay, then type that in. That's all you're doing, bud. You know how to do it. You just got to do it. Okay. You got to make it all the way to here to get a ribbon, okay? I want you to get that first ribbon. Look for your numbers first. Yep, if you want to check off each part after you do it. A is your attack, okay, when you go and solve the problem. Whether that's counting from your picture or if you draw a problem next to your picture. Your tree doesn't need to look super pretty, guys. Just draw a nice big tree and then put some little circle birds in it. If your picture makes sense to you, that's good enough for me. Wesley, where's your tree at, man? I'm ready to go over this. The D is draw. So you already drew your picture. All right, I'm going to draw my picture here. I've got my big old tree. How many birds am I putting in the tree? What did we underline? 22. Okay, so I'm going to put 22 birds here. They're going to look like apples. Okay. I've got my 22 birds there. What happens to some of those birds? What did it say in the problem, Logan? How many of them? Okay, so you can either go and erase them or you can just scribble them out. So I'm going to scribble out 12 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So once I've got this far, how can I figure out how many birds are still in the tree? What do I need to do? This one's nice and simple. What do I do, Amelie?
Count the circles.
Just count the birds that are left in the tree. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I've got 10 birds still in the tree. All right, looking around, most of you guys, some of you got off by one, and that must have just been a counting mistake. So I saw good pictures. Okay. If you're doing a RUDAC problem and you're not sure, draw a picture. Okay. Now I will say, if one of your numbers is 100, Should you draw a picture for that one, or should you just try to think it out? That one you should probably think it out, because even 100 circles is going to take a while. Does anybody have a question on RUDAC or RUDAC? Logan, you do? Which one? Thank you.
I did RUDAC is RUDAC, and I probably understand when Ellie said just have some new say. And we were like everything like that, does it always mean